Okay, again, good afternoon everyone. This will be part 2 of my video lecture in CVN. So we proceed with this book and we are now in chapter 10. But before that, I'd like to remind you that you will submit this on Saturday, November 6, 2021. But you still have to finish and do exercises 10 and 11. Okay? So you have to do, that's your assignment, exercises number 10 and number 11. So we have covered everything in English grammar. Okay? So chapter 10 talks about punctuation marks. Now, this is the last chapter in your book. Now it talks about punctuation marks. Punctuation marks. And when we talk of punctuation marks, why are they important? What do you think is the reason why punctuation marks are important? Well, of course, they're important because it gives meaning. Gives meaning to your written language. Your written language. And of course, it does not only give appropriate meaning to your written language. There should be pauses, there should be full stop, there should be a recognition of the emotions that one would utter. No? So we go back to these punctuation marks. I think you have to identify all of them. What is this? When we talk of this, we talk about the period. Never forget the period for every declarative sentence or the full stop. When do we use the period? We use the period for declarative sentences. What are declarative sentences? You will be taking that up in grammar number 2 next semester. Declarative sentences. And when we have this, what do we call this? Question mark. These are the common punctuation mark that is being used in sentences. Question mark. And when do you use question marks? Well, when you are creating your interrogative sentences. Interrogative sentences. Interrogative meaning you are asking. So we have there declarative for period. We have there interrogative sentences for question mark. How about this? What do we call this? By way of a review. We call this the exclamation point. Exclamation point. And when do we use the exclamation point? Well, of course, when you are, You are uttering or saying something that is, of course, you express your emotions, you express your feelings, whatever feelings that might be. And this one is used for exclamatory sentences. Exclamatory sentences. So you have here declarative, you have here interrogative, and you have here the interrogative exclamatory sentences. Then the other punctuation marks that are commonly used would be here the comma. How do you spell the comma? Of course, it's C-O-M-M-A, comma. And you always use this whenever you want to have a short stop. Short stop. Or there are items in between that you are mentioning, so you put a comma. What else are the most common? Of course, the quotation marks. Open quotation, the close quotation, these are quotation marks. These are also commonly used, especially when you are quoting the statement of one person. Quotation mark. Or even when do you still use this? Titles of books, of movies, films, TV programs, you also use quotation marks. Okay, so what is this? When we have this, a hyphen. Hyphen is a, when do you use this? Well, of course, for compound words like attorney at law. Attorney at law. No? So you use hyphen. No? Or you say these are compound words. No? Editor in chief. No? These are compound words which you have studied already. No? In nouns. No? Hyphen. How about if we make this longer, like something like that? No? Well, this is a what we call the dash. Dash. The dash is different from a hyphen because a dash would, of course, demarcate, that you would like to say, for example, expound or elaborate on something. Expound or elaborate on something. No? What else are the commonly used punctuation marks? Three, say for instance, the three periods that you, what do we call this? The three periods? We call that as the ellipses. No? Ellipsis, which would indicate that you are um, shortening. No, you have omitted some of the words or some of the numbers. Then you put an ellipsis so that it will not be very long. Say, for instance, you say 1, 2, 3. Then you put an ellipsis. Then 10. No, instead of saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you just put the ellipsis after three numbers, for instance. What else are the most commonly used punctuation marks? Then we have this, no? Tingnan yan, no? What we call this? How do you spell that? Apostrophe, no? I hope that you get the spelling right, no? Apostrophe, no? Apostrophe is, say for instance, if you are making a contraction. No? Contraction. What is a contraction? Well, joining two words together, but you have to omit certain letters. Say for instance, I can't. No? So you put a apostrophe there. No, I can't. What words have you omitted? No, no. No? Because I can't would refer to I cannot. No? So what have you omitted? This one. Then because of this, you put an apostrophe, no, in between N and T. Or say for instance, it's, no? It's referring to, what does this word refer to? It refers to it is. And what letter is omitted? The letter I. No? Theirs, for instance. Theirs. No? So, what letter is omitted also here? Letter I. Because this one would mean there is. Okay? There is. Okay? Uh, what else? What else? No? I think I have discussed most of the punctuation marks. Now, why do we have to use punctuation marks? Well, of course, because of clarity, because of simplicity, no? Simplicity of statements, effectivity, effective, effectivity, effective. Now, if you want your statements to be clear, simple, effective, then you have to use punctuation marks. Okay? So that is all for today. Again, I repeat, you have to do exercises 10 and 11 to complete the exercises because we will be checking all of this, and then you have to submit this on Saturday during your midterm examination. Okay? Good afternoon, everyone.